Hello everyone and welcome to Athletic Avenue. In today's video, we'll show you 5 times that the legend Kobe Bryant absolutely owned his competition. But before you journey with us through Athletic Avenue, leave a like, share, subscribe, and press that notification button to get more interesting videos like this. On January 26, 2020, the world was rocked by one of the most tragic accidents in the decade. Kobe Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 9 others perished in a helicopter accident in Calabasas, California. The world mourned the death of the NBA legend, and everyone gave their sympathies to his family, who was experiencing one of the most difficult tragedies a family would ever have to go through. But despite the sadness and beyond the tears, Kobe Bryant has shown that he was bigger than death by leaving behind something that was beyond himself, a legacy. And so in celebration of his achievements, let's relive the best moments where he undeniably showed the world who he was and how he became the legend that everyone came to love and respect. Number 5. Overtime Heroics 2000. In the year 2000, the LA Lakers had a 6-game NBA Finals match against the Indiana Pacers. It's important to note that the LA Lakers were yet to win a title and had to go against numerous other teams who were fairly more experienced. If the Lakers lost this game, it would lead to a 2-2 standing against Indiana, who would then host the 5th game. In hopes of winning a title, the team signed in Phil Jackson that same year, who was notoriously known for coaching the great Michael Jordan. Jackson made sure to utilize the Lakers' greatest assets, Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, as the key foundations to play offense. Things, however, didn't look good for Kobe in Game 2. The Indiana Pacers' Jalen Rose slid under Kobe for a mid-range jumper, causing Kobe to injure his ankle. The injury led him to miss most of Game 2 and all of Game 3. Luckily, the reliable Shaq was still in the game and was already dominating come Game 4, but the match soon led to overtime. In a quick turn of events, Shaq was suddenly fouled for a rebound with Indiana's Rick Smits, with 2:23 still remaining in overtime. With a foul, Kobe simply tells Shaq, "Don't worry, I got it." What happened next? Kobe, still with the injured ankle, pulled a series of vicious crossovers, rise-up shots, crucial blocks, and a reverse dip-in. That was one of the most crucial moments for Kobe, to show that no injury would prevent him from doing what he was born to do. Despite the MVP being given to Shaq, it was still that game where everyone knew an NBA legend was born. Number 4. Kobe versus the Suns. In the first game of the 2006 NBA Finals, the LA Lakers went up against the Phoenix Suns. Funny enough, the Suns actually wanted to play the Lakers in the first game. In the year 2000 to 2002, Shaq and Bryant had led the team to win 3 championships. However, with Shaq gone, a lot of people thought that the Lakers might not make it to the playoffs. Nonetheless, many hoped that Kobe would be able to carry the team once more and win against the Suns. In an interview, Bryant expressed how he felt like the game made his teammates and him mature, and that he'd never played a playoff game like that before. In the 4th quarter of the match, Bryant made a looping runner, which led to overtime. The 4th quarter, as well as the overtime, was a real nail-biter for the Laker fans, as it seemed that the Suns were about to take the win. During the game, the Phoenix star Steve Nash made 2 very uncharacteristic mistakes, but was still able to get a lead of 98-95. Bryant responded with a layup meriting a point, while Luke Walton also scored another point, bringing the overall score to a close 98-97 with 6.1 seconds left in overtime. With a mere 6 seconds left on the clock, everyone knew it could be anyone's game at this point. The game commenced. Walton won the tip, and Bryant is seen chasing down the ball. He veered to the right side of the court and then shot a 17-footer just as the time turned to 0. The crowd erupted with an unbelievable win for the Lakers at a 99-98 victory against the Suns. Number 3. Olympics Dream Team. In the year 1992, USA formed the notorious Dream Team, featuring big NBA All-Star players such as the likes of Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson. The team was able to win the Barcelona Olympics and show the world how the sport of basketball belonged to the States. And that went on for a few years, with the U.S. team usually dominating the basketball games. But in 2002, international teams started to catch up, and USA was now losing its touch, with many saying the Dream Team is dead. So in 2008, Kobe Bryant, along with other NBA household names like LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and many others, was again recruited to represent the U.S. basketball team for the Beijing Olympics. Basketball coach Nate McMillan remembers how Kobe actually drove the team to become a cohesive unit. In the start of training, Kobe, with his Mamba mentality, would wake up at 5 a.m. and start practicing alone. Soon, all members of the team started waking up at 5 and practiced with Kobe. The early training was soon to be called Olympic Breakfast Club. The team would continue their training and practice late into the night. This, of course, went on until the day of the Olympics finally came. In one of their early games, the U.S. team played against Spain, with one of their opponents being Pau Gasol, who was just recently traded into the Lakers. But to everyone's surprise, this didn't stop Kobe from playing against his recently traded teammate. In an interview, he commented that he wanted to send a message saying, "This is the line you need to cross to win a title." The team practically swept through the next games, winning against Australia and Argentina. Finally, the USA once again had to face Spain for the gold medal event. The intensity of the last game was enough to drive Colangelo to watch the game from the corner of the arena. But ultimately, the USA won with a solid 118-107 point difference. The arena roared as Bryant turned and saluted the crowd. The Redeem Team reclaimed the title for the United States. From then on, the U.S. still won gold medals in the sport, but many regard the Redeem Team of 2008 as the ones who've set the standard. Number 2. One-on-one with Isaiah Ryder. Everyone in the NBA knew that if there's one person who don't trash talk, it would be Kobe Bryant. Unfortunately, not everyone got the memo, especially J.R. Ryder. JR's one-on-one with Kobe Bryant would probably be one of the best beatdown stories you've ever heard. JR was once traded into the Lakers just after Kobe won the 2000 championships. Everyone on the team knew that he was brash, but the biggest problem was that he would often trash-talk Kobe. Until one day, the much-awaited one-on-one showdown began. Brian Shaw recalls the moment with JR saying, "Don't get it twisted, I'm a star too, and I used to give you the buckets," to which Kobe replies, "Man, you really think you could take me? All right, after practice, me and you one-on-one." What followed next was basically a massacre. Teammates remember Kobe just doing dunks, crossovers, pull-ups, up and unders, everything. The beatdown got so bad that everyone was just ready to throw in the towel and say, "Enough." It even came to the point where JR himself said, "No más, no más." Number 1. Kobe's last game. 20 years of excellence, 20 years of greatness. It was all going to end with one last hurrah. Kobe will forever be known as the man who went all in on every game, and the man who'd manifest the words, "Go big or go home." On April 13, 2016, the world witnessed the last game of the NBA legend Kobe Bryant. It was a game that Utah Jazz was just destined to lose. Kobe Bryant took his time to warm up throughout the game, making sure to give everything come the fourth quarter. In the first quarter, he missed a few shots and scored 15 points. On the second, he scored 7 points. And in the third quarter, he got to finish with another 15 points. But it was in the last quarter where he showed once again why he was considered as one of the greatest NBA players of all time. In the fourth quarter, he finished with an outstanding 23 points, including 17 straight, which ended the season on a high note. The LA Lakers took the game with a 101-96 victory, with Kobe once again pulling off a 50-point game since February 2009. Kobe later commented, "It's hard to believe it happened this way," Bryant said. "I'm still shocked about it. The perfect ending would have been a championship. But tonight was, well, me trying to go out, play hard, and try to put on a show as much as I possibly could. It felt good to be able to do that one last time." Well, despite not ending it with a championship, everyone would agree that this was a great end. An end worthy of a legend. Kobe, we miss you. And that's it for this video. It was a pleasure having you on a ride-along through the Athletic Avenue. Leave your comments below about the competitiveness of the Mamba. Like, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell.